have an advantage over a hero on some maps. A matchup could even theoretically swing in the complete opposite direction on a different map.
All right. So Tech's
So,
not giving HolyHammer an inch,
I mean,
even.
if anything, I feel like I'm surprised to see this map. I would think, at least personally, it's not too far of a walk for Tex to go to the generators and burn them down.
I mean, and it's a nice wide open map too. I feel like that's kind of more in favor of Orky play.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would expect, although I mean, he would definitely know better than me, to go for like a bigger map that's more spread out, where he can really take advantage of like the Worst Spider Exarch's mobility in comparison to like the Commando Knob. But I'm not in the finals here. Holy Hammer is. I'm going to trust his decision because he is pretty incredible. And although Tex is one game away from winning this, definitely not counting Holy Hammer out yet.
Oh, certainly not. I mean,
It's just too much
really,
of
I
a
mean,
beast.
hopefully HolyHammer's not getting inside of his own head too much, and he can pull it together and really turn this into a best of five situation. Because if not, I mean, this could be a Texas one game away from taking the title for himself.
So it actually looks like Tex is switching things up a little bit. At least not yet. Or maybe he'll even come down from to go for the generator bash from the
Yeah,
north. But
because he's
instead, it looks
keeping
like
his
he's going
whole
for
army
Raffles.
together this time, and I think what he wants to do, he just wants to rout these Dire Avengers. Although it might take him a little bit longer than he was expecting. He's upgrading to the burners right now, so
Yeah,
if
I
those
saw that
Guardians get in
immediately.
there.
Like as soon as I saw the Dire Avengers running up, I knew the burners were upgrading.
And yeah, HolyHammer knows this time not to go for that. He just hits the retreat button, but he bought some time. Like, at least stalling around. He lost
Wow, still
himself a
managed
couple
to get
models.
three
Yeah,
models on
that
Dire
was...
Avengers.
Those Dire Avengers are not very strong, especially unupgraded.
I mean, unupgraded, they only have 100 health per model, which is the same as a guard as a guardsman.
Right.
And they cost quite a bit more than a guardsman. 27 with requisition, which is not too bad, but again, more that's quite a bit more than a guardsman.
Definitely. So Banshees are going to get the power node kill, as we've been seeing the past couple games. Warp Spider gets forced off.
To go for the decap on that power node. So maybe Holy Hammer can start off with more of a tech lead this game.
Perhaps, we saw, I guess Tex probably just recognized that since it took him so long to force off those Dire Avengers, he didn't go for the pressure play. Because, I mean, we see the Rangers out now, but had it been a Shuriken, that Shuriken would already have been set up by the time Tex got down there. And that's the timing that we were talking about. Like, Tex probably just simply recognized, I didn't do it as quick as I needed to, I can't swing down for the free Gen Bash this time around.
And so we see the Rangers out first this time, and I mean I think it kind of makes sense. He can detect, and especially because we see Tex this early on in the game is using his, I believe that's the Hide the Boys Global, and I will check that, of course, because anything I'm not sure about, I will
Yeah, that's what
sure.
it's called. I believe it costs, what does it cost, 50 or 75? That's the only thing I'm not quite
I will
sure of.
find out very, very soon.
But I feel like it probably has to be 50 since he used it so very early here.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. Nope, 75.
Huh, alright.
So, I mean, he got a few Dire Avenger model kills, and then, of course, the Orc Red just ticks up slowly.
Building up that wog. Oh, and HolyHammer going for double Rangers this time. So he's probably just intending to bleed the Orcs out this time around. I guess, I mean, arguably, his Shurikens have been doing very little these past couple of games, so maybe he's just
Yeah, I
decided...
mean, the Commander Knob, like, out of the gate, he is an answer to a setup team. It's whether he's using the stun bomb or even just infiltrating and getting behind it or just tying it up. He is an answer for free that takes out, that can take out a Shuriken out of play. The Rangers are a bit better against the Commander Knob himself. They will detect the Commander Knob. They don't have to worry about getting tied up as easily. They can use Kinetic Pulse to knock him down.
They're also, I mean, against double shooters, they're pretty excellent
Yeah,
at
they're
trying to
just
bleed those
unloading
down.
right now on those shooter models. And the shooter models, or the shooter boys, are not really going to be able to catch these Rangers.
Yeah, if he uses those Rangers effectively, this could be a very different game. Oh, he teleported just a split second too soon before he got that decap on the victory point. Commando Knob now moving in, trying to get in on these Guardians.
And
Okay,
I saw
so
the very prudent retreat by Tex with that particular squad of shooter boys that retreated. I think he recognized that the timing was right for another Ranger volley to come in.
no,
he
and
probably
oftentimes
lost,
you
like,
can even,
two or even like probably another 2 models.
yeah, even you can often time the retreat just right so that you hit the retreat and then the Rangers fire and kind of waste their shots since they're not getting any real damage
Yeah,
on
and
a
then they're just
retreating
on
squad.
cooldown.
Although the cooldown is shorter now since the sniper update change, they do fire faster but do less damage. So a little trickier to use them to their maximum effectiveness now since they don't just outright kill models like they used to. But still, I mean, as we saw already...
Still definitely potentially very effective, and in some matchups they're actually going to be quite a bit more effective than they were before.
Right, exactly. So let's see, Slugger Boys, one of the Slugger Boys squads not getting the burners this time, but both of the Shooter Boys squads getting their knobs very quickly. No upgrades yet on the Dire Avengers, and the Sluggers are, it looks like we're going to see the Texas power push coming in right about now. He's moving everything in right there. Oh, actually, no, never mind. He swings the Shooter Boys and the Commando up north. Looked like he was converging right on that farm.
Yeah, the Shooter Boys and the Commando are up there, but the Slugger Boys are down here. Doesn't look like they're going to be able to bash those generators much at all, though. Just under a little too much pressure. I mean, the Burner Slugger could try. Like, just start shooting. HolyHammer hasn't really committed yet.
Yeah,
and he's
there he goes.
going to do it. There we go. He's going for the node first, which I feel is a little bit surprising.
So Banshee's charging in. One kinetic pulse goes off. The Scream's going to go down, I'm assuming. Oh no, he even did it a little too late and allowed the one squad of shooters to get out of there.
Now overwhelmed.
Shuriken now coming out a bit later, recognizing he's still, like, that's the thing about those Rangers is they're really good at bleeding, but they just don't have much field presence one way or another. Like if you decide if you get pushed, especially by these now beefier shooter boys. Let's see if he dodges that grenade.
Only
a single model.
But not the Shuriken.
Yeah, a single model. That Shuriken was a bit too far forward.
Yeah, I mean, the Rangers, they don't really help you to hold ground the way that a Shuriken cannon can. And this is something that I've definitely learned from personal experience here, and I actually feel like we're seeing it a little bit. HolyHammer getting pushed back a little bit.
Yeah, that said, HolyHammer still has both the larger army on the field and a slight lead in tech, so I think he's looking pretty reasonable right now.
Yeah, this is actually something where I feel like if Codex were watching this, he would actually say that that particular push was not really in favor of techs. He bled a lot of models. He did not bash that many generators, and HolyHammer actually kept most of the map while that happened.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like when you make a deep push like that, if you can't convert that push into some sort of map control or a payoff in the way of a gen bash or something like that, really, what is it costing you other than your own requisition?
Yeah,
in this game?
when Tex had HolyHammer pushed all the way back into his base, I was worried, like, right there, like, oh, Tex is gonna win game 3. But right now the game actually looks extremely convincingly in HolyHammer's favor, with him having most of the map.
Yeah, he's about to have a cap on the entire treasure belt here down the center. Tex is sitting on just his 2 natural wreck and power points. And he doesn't really have a way to break apart this Eldar army. He doesn't have an easy answer for the Shuriken. The Banshees are going to be able to deal with this Commando knob. Or actually, oh, there they go. I was about to say, oh, they were screaming in towards the Shooter Boys, but suddenly this triple cap turning things well into Hammer's favor.
Yeah, and Hammer, despite going for the longer build, he's actually already in tier 2 first.
Yeah, he's in tier 2,
he went
and
for the longer, more expensive build, but he's in tier 2 first.
I mean, that Ranger bleed is really starting to stack up here. I mean, he just lost a couple Slugger models just for leaving his base. There goes a Shooter. Like, a couple Banshees might fall here, but it's really nothing. Like, I mean, just looking at the resource tabs, right? Hammer's already in tier 2, already buying a Falcon, and still has more resource than Tex.
I still love the Falcon. Like good Falcon play.
Oh yeah, I mean, and the Orc Truck, despite what a big pain it can be, the Falcon is just going to be pressure for that on its own.
Because even though the Falcon is not hugely powerful as AV, it actually has some AV, so it will start lightly damaging the War Truck.
Oh yeah,
and the War Truck won't be able to do anything about that, really.
Yeah, I mean, War Trucks
other than
are
just
armored with
drive
paper
away
mache,
and get away.
so they'll They'll fall pretty quickly even to just light Falcon fire. Another long arm stun bomb there, but I'm not really sure what that's going to gain the Commando. Like, Tex isn't gonna panic. He's not gonna retreat real quick, especially with that Falcon coming up. And at the sight of the Falcon, the Commando turns tail and hightails it out of there.
Unfortunately, we don't have that special kitted out war truck that Mathis had.
No, this war truck is a bit
sick.
This is more of a. I don't think this war truck's gonna last as long because it doesn't look nearly as cool.
Yeah, Mathis's war truck was top tier.
So Tech's looking for some trouble with this war truck. Hammer might not. Oh, I was about to say it looked like he might not have been paying attention to his shuriken. These Rangers in a pincher movement right here, though. Sluggers jump out.
And I feel like the sluggers in the war truck, it's even possible to like bluff with the war truck where you could drive up, have nothing in it, but scare your opponent off because they have to respect the fact that if sluggers come out, like, you can be screwed.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing. And then we're going to see our first squad of tank busters this tournament so far now coming onto the field.
Tank busters.
Tank busters are so fun.
But here is the Warp Spider call in.
Tech's desperately trying to get the cap now that he's almost 300 points behind his opponent.
Wow, I didn't even realize the VP lead.
Yeah, I mean he's had that triple cap since
tier 2.
Yeah,
it makes sense. He's had that cap. So after 2 games of Tex winning, I don't know, this game is not looking good for Tex. Haywire on the war truck, and I mean it's like.
Yeah, I was about to say that was about to be an overextension there, but
as soon as he saw the Warp Spiders teleporting in, he just immediately started driving it back to save it.
Well, I was afraid that Hammer actually was going to send that injured Falcon in to try to finish it off, but he knew better than that.
Yeah, he knew better. Has he actually seen the tank busters yet? I don't.
Yeah, the tank busters hopped out of the truck during the last engagement. That's what injured the Falcon.
All right, yeah. I mean, I think he definitely knows enough to respect that.
So this could be HolyHammer's chance to bring it back in. He's got 166 points left that he's got to bleed off of Tex before he can rest easy, though.
I feel like HolyHammer right now compositionally is stronger. He's got the map. It's going to be very hard to pull it back in this particular game.
You can see Tex is just, I feel like, trying to bait squads into this truck. He was ready with the answer for the Warp Spiders. He's got some capping going on up top a little bit.
About to throw their barrage.
Not even worried about the Falcon, yeah.
Intended disruption, or if he was calling it, hoping it to move back right into it, but doesn't get that.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, the Commando knob's going to go down.
A critical knockback right there.
Just another nail in the coffin for Tex. The tank busters get a barrage off, but it's not enough yet to take out that Falcon. Falcon actually did take something like 200 damage, though.
Yeah, that barrage is powerful.
It's hard to tell. Like, I often like to look up the DPS values and stuff, but I feel like the tank busters are one that are hard to actually figure out, because I'm not sure, like, do all those rockets actually hit? Like,
yeah, so it seems like it seems like it's fairly variable. I think as far as like just direct damage, though, they're one of the highest damage anti-vehicle units. Like, they don't have a snare or anything like that. They don't have to set up, but just those constant rocket barrages can take out vehicles very quickly.
they are very bleedable, though.
All right, so Tex has managed to buy himself some time here. He has taken back at least the victory points. Been pressuring Hammer at least enough to force off some squads here and there, since he is able to reinforce on the field now. However, his requisition's getting perilously low. If the pressure keeps up like this, Tex is going to have a hard time even keeping his squads healthy.
He pretty much can't reinforce anymore from the war truck. Like, he's done reinforcing.
Like, that's kind of a thing I notice sometimes with orcs, is that once that war truck is out, they will tend to overextend a little bit when trying to win these battles, and then subsequently run themselves out of requisition because they're just staying in fights that, while they can win because of the truck, are costing them large amounts of requisition and resource. Commando gets forced off after pushing back some Dire Avengers once again, but HolyHammer is tier 3 and getting that Falcon shield. So that's gonna make the Falcon nigh on unkillable unless HolyHammer makes a huge misplay.
Because what's really tough right now for Tex is that he's struggling too much on like resources. I feel that it's gonna be tough for him to like get something new out, whereas HolyHammer just seems to be getting out new things, and he's getting out the shield. So far, Tex has not managed to take out the Falcon even without the shield, and that shield is now up.
Yeah, I mean, Tex is doing a good job of keeping the pressure on, though, which, I mean, suddenly, you know, we're about to see a 3-0 cap against Hammer. Hammer just needs to pull it together, get a solid push in here. Like, I think with the current composition of Hammer, he should be able to break this Orc force. He just needs to deal with that truck.
I feel like this is really his game to lose. Like, he should have this game with where he is in tech, compositionally, his VP lead, which is actually quickly eroding.
Yeah, it's
got some Slugger Boys hiding and waiting.
It's suddenly looking a bit tough. Yeah, he actually, ahead of time, went ahead and hid those Slugger Boys. Now he's carefully maneuvering them behind the Warp Spider. And trying to maybe wait until he engages elsewhere until he... Oh, nope!
But they've been detected, so is...
And HolyHammer reacts nice and quickly.
Alright, so unfortunately he didn't achieve that much there, other than he delayed the cap a little bit, which, you know, is not anything to scoff at. That's definitely worth something.
But yeah, now it looks like Hammer's just gonna lock down and camp that top half of the map there. That's such a good camping spot on either side for this map, because you can just kind of, right where that Falcon is, or right where the tank traps are on the opposing side, like, you can put up a setup team or park a vehicle, and that locks down like 2 victory points just by holding that spot. So, like, the onus is really on Tex to just get back out here and try to shut down this setup right now. Falcon's looking a little south right now. Not sure what he's looking for down there. Maybe just trying to poke around and see where the Orcs are positionally. Make sure he's not getting flanked. Explosive shot goes down, keeping those Dire Avengers out of there.
Yeah, I feel like the
Commando
has really just been making it his job to kill Dire Avengers.
Yeah.
In the past 2 or 3 minutes. That's pretty much what he's been doing.
Okay, so forcing off one squad of Slugger Boys. This could be the chance to get this truck down.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to see the Haywire go in.
The Banshees and the Falcon both moving in right here.
And the Falcon, yeah, I think this is it for the Haywire. It's trying to drive back. It's a close call. I think, if anything, the Falcon might want to stop moving now and shoot with, like, full accuracy. Or it's just going to keep going. Just
oh my gosh. And again, there it is. That extra armor, once again, paying off. And even a Weird Boy on the field.
You're right, yeah. That's another situation where without that extra armor, that would have been
And he even allowed the Sluggers to get up top. Oh my gosh.
And here we have some HolyHammer. None of my units do any damage.
I mean, neither side's been bleeding a whole lot. Like, HolyHammer... Like, I'm kind of surprised that HolyHammer went down south as far as he did. Like, there's no reason he couldn't have just held the top. Like, I know he was trying to take out that,
yeah, I think he was pushing maybe a little too hard for that war truck, when maybe he could have hung back a bit and ensured, like, getting a double cap.
And if the Orc truck, like...
somehow Tex has the double cap.
Yeah, like, it seems curious. HolyHammer, I think, just playing a little off right now. Like, as soon as he pushed that truck back, I would have expected that the Warp Spider would have headed down south. Try to grab that point, which he is finally doing now, but, as it stands, with the Weird Boy out here on top of everything, Slugger Boys doing what they can, trying to get... They might be sticking out way too long.
Oh, no.
They're trying to reinforce. Nope, too slow.
Yeah.
Squad down. Banshee's heading on out of there. Weirdo is here, but the Falcon's ready to answer, and we're going to see another Haywire go down on that truck. Does that have the other squad of Sluggers in it, or just Shooter Boys? No, just ranged squads.
Suddenly... And it's amazing how quickly these things turn, because now Tex is actually looking like he's in the position to win this.
No, HolyHammer is like, Tex is just spamming out these tier 2 squads now. He's got a Weird Boy. Now he's bringing out Storm Boys. Tex just wants to get as many squads on the field as he can, because we see on the RB bar, like, HolyHammer has a lot of squads, but really, the Rangers aren't, like, squads that sit on the field. Like, he's got dire, like, none of these squads individually can really stand up to any of the squads of Tex alone, except for the Banshees, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the rest of it kind of has to stay in a pile to remain viable. And since he's got that kind, like, he's still trying to play mobile like Eldar, but really he has a mostly stationary army, and that's why I feel like he should have just kind of camped out up top between the two VPs. Oh, no.
What?
Oh, Hammer's mad.
Oh, HolyHammer. What is he doing? Oh, he might be giving up here. It's a triple cap against him. And, I mean, this really was his game to lose. It's not over yet, but he's spamming gates. I think he can actually... Maybe it's a close call, because we've already seen several times when it didn't work. Now he's trying to path block it.
Yeah, well, I don't know what he's doing here.
Falcon.
Finally
he's gonna
takes
take
out
it out
that
this
truck.
time.
But, I mean, Tex just has another one coming right out.
Those are
on
some
the
crazy
field.
tactics. Yeah, he's building another one.
But he's not trying to cap or anything. I think he's just kind of on tilt right now.
Wow.
Oh, that's a shame.
All right, he's sending the Banshees to capture the middle. And if he can just move his Rangers, he's going to
There
move
we
his
go.
Rangers down to capture
All
the
right.
bottom. Now, I think his Banshees will get intercepted. They might be able to finish off at least the decap. Especially if Tex is a little slow. All right, decap goes
man.
off. Banshees going to decap the bottom. Banshees, I think, are going to... They
Hop
got
on
in the Falcon,
yeah.
like, right in time. Whew. What could we see from HolyHammer at this point? Could even see another potential Warp Spider call in if he gets enough red.
Yeah, Warp
And that's
Spider's
something
in
that
the
could
center.
potentially help him to, like, actually
Finally gets
get
a cap.
units on the points to capture.
Like, if he gets a triple cap here, he's just lost so much, and he's kind of sitting around on... Man.
I feel like this game is, like, closer than it should be.
No, I feel like HolyHammer should have been able to finish this out, but...
All right, but HolyHammer does now have the double cap. Let's see if he can hold it. He's got some sluggers approaching the top VP.
Yeah, those Banshees are
Howling
pretty
Banshees
injured, though.
are
They
at
can't-
about half
yeah.
health, yeah. And he's not reacting soon enough. All right, he does... Well, it looks like he might actually
Oh, and
commit
he's
to the
dropping an
engagement.
Autark.
Autark tried to get the suppression, actually kind of missed with the grenades. Wanted to combine the suppression with the grenades, but his timing was just a little bit off.
Commando's
Autark
still
is
sitting
actually in
under
a
here.
lot of trouble. Needs to be very, very careful with those Storm Boys right there. But no one's... All right, Tex is capturing the top VP, so this is really... I mean, it's coming down to the wire right now.
No, it's 50 to 65, and it could really go either way. I feel like, oh my gosh.
So close. Warp Starter's getting knocked all over the place by a Weird Boy. Weird Boy might go down, though. It's
Yeah,
another
it's-
really close call.
No, I don't think quite.
He's pushing hard for that. I mean, the Autark is so fast, especially if she can get another jump. But again, he needs to try to not lose
No,
like
he's
sight of what's
committing. He's
important.
committing Banshees right now to
Wow, he does take out the Weird Boy. All right, now he needs to make sure that he,
back.
again, returns to what's important, which is the VPs.
Those sluggers are just sitting there. Yeah, there he goes. He does activate the sluggers.
Yeah, Tex has been pulling that off all game. Let's see if HolyHammer is going to react with the Warp Spider Exarch. He might not. All right, he just straight up retreats him. Might lose
Nope,
it anyway. He
goes
does
down.
lose the Warp Spider Exarch. And suddenly Tex has a lot of resources. Oh my God, this is
I think Tex
close.
might just about take this because the Falcon's about to go down. It is a
so
2-0
close.
cap,
Falcon's
but it's
about to go down.
switch.
The Falcon needs to activate its energy shield.
Oh no, Hammer is just letting it go.
But the VPs, the thing is the VPs, they are
No,
in favor
it's about-
of Hammer right now.
It's about to change hands though. 14, if
I don't think Tex has the time.
10,
He
8,
doesn't have the time.
7. Oh, it's going to be. Oh my gosh.
Actually does not have
No, I
the time.
think the Slugger Boys are going to get it. Wait, HolyHammer drop? Nope, the Slugger
right.
Boys got it. Yeah.
Wow, they got it. Wow, what a finish. And
Oh,
HolyHammer
man.
just dropped.
Just
Oh
imagine
my
if.
God.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. If Hammer hadn't like thrown down
Oh.
all those gates silly. Oh, man. Yeah, that's GG.
3-0 in favor of Tex.
Wow.
Did not see that coming at all. I mean, I was just happy Tex made it to the semifinals. He just won this whole thing.
Oh, man. Hammer should have had that.
Wow. Amazing.
I mean, I'm happy for Tex, but I wanted some more matches.
I mean, I actually, I mean, there were so many times when I thought, like, Hammer's going to take this match. It was so close. I actually really thought the VPs were just going to go in favor of Hammer at the end there, even with the
Wow.
engagements lost. And Tex was only able to stop it at 2.
Yeah, no, there's just if he hadn't have just been silly and thrown down all those gates when he thought he had lost, like he could have just dropped a storm or something and denied a cap. Like that would have been no problem. Oh man.
So our new monthly Rumble tournament winner for the very first time